Welcome to another episode of Leading by Example. Today I'm with a very well-known person, especially here in Sacramento, California, whether it's for her very successful business, Flawless Aesthetics, or for her pink Lambo and her involvement in the car community, or most recently, the big giveaway that she's doing where she's giving away a car, and not just any car, it's a Mercedes-Benz. So Rebecca, thank you for making the space and the time to be here. I know you're a very busy person with all of the things that you have going on, and we wanted to get to know a bit more about you in many different ways. There's a lot for us to discuss, but we can start off with the business. What got you into the aesthetics field?
Well, I actually was in the gym life before the aesthetics. I worked in the gym.
How so?
I was working there as a receptionist, and then I worked my way up to daycare, and then I was doing management, and then I started teaching classes, and I became a personal trainer. But being in that field, I fell in love with taking care of myself, whether it was my skin, my body, my health. But I transitioned into the aesthetics field because I got into a really bad car accident one day when I was driving to work.
Okay.
So my mom didn't really like me working in the gym. She's a very conservative Armenian family, and being around a bunch of men in the gym, it's something she didn't like for me, and she always told me she wanted me to quit that job.
Okay, where did you guys grow up? Did you grow up here in America or back in
I was
Armenia?
born and raised here.
Sacramento?
Yep, Sacramento. My parents came 1990, and I was born 1991.
Okay, so you saw Sacramento before all the development that's happening nowadays. Nice.
Yep, I was born and raised here. I speak the language and everything. I have the cultural in me, and all the ethnic background is just growing up with such conservative family members and my mom, my dad. I had to get out of that gym life, and I got into aesthetics, which is my passion now.
Okay, and what got you into aesthetics in a professional way? So did you study that in university, or how did you get into it professionally?
So I'm going to backtrack a little bit, and I'll
Okay.
explain how I got into it.
Yeah.
When I was in the gym and I got in my car accident, that I had no choice but to quit because I was bed rested, and it was a very traumatizing moment in my life. And I feel like it was me being rebellious to my mom, not wanting to quit the job. Something happened so major that I had no choice. So when I was bed rested, I've always struggled with acne, and I was bullied in school for acne. It was one of my biggest insecurities.
So the acne came after the accident?
I've always had it. I've always was insecure, and I think that's probably why I was in the gym life, and I boxed because it was something that helped with my temper, my pain, things I've been through in my life, and the only aggression I had was hitting the bags.
So those boxing gloves in your car are not just for
No,
looks?
there's meaning behind that. That
Nice.
is what to me, those gloves represent what I fought through in life
Wow,
to be where I am today.
That's beautiful.
And being where I am today, I've came from, people see this girl with a business, a pink Lamborghini, the way I look, this isn't, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I hustled and grew up pretty poor actually, but seeing my dad coming from my country and not having anything and becoming my hero is what I always say I look up to. There was no excuse for me here, to be where I am.
How would you describe your dad as your hero? What was he working, or how did he even come to America in the first place?
Man, my dad is an amazing person. This is where I'm going to get emotional, but
That's okay.
when my dad came here, he had pretty much nothing to his name. Had my mom and 4 kids, there's 7 of us total, and 4 were born in Armenia and 3 of us were born here. And seeing my dad becoming something from nothing, coming here not knowing the language, not knowing anyone, not having a place to live, food to eat, and raising a family, not knowing the language is a big deal to survive here. And I have no excuse when I was born here. Seeing my dad coming from that to who he is now, I don't have an excuse. It was my inspiration. I wanted to show my dad that, I can do it too, for everything he's done to provide for my family. And now, thankfully, and God's blessings, we're all doing great. So it was watching him do what he did from nothing is my biggest inspiration.
That's beautiful. And do you want to talk a little bit more about your dad, what he worked, or how he learned the language and how you guys integrated? Because I'm sure there's a lot behind that.
Yeah, so my dad was very, very, very intelligent. I always say he's like one of the most brilliant geniuses I know. My dad was an engineer back home, And coming here, going to school, doing this all over, it's not something he wanted to do, but he can strip a whole car down and build it from scratch. And that was his passion, building, working on cars.
Is he a mechanical engineer?
Yes, okay. And working on cars. But to me, he's a jack of all trades. He could do anything. I don't think there's any question I ask him my dad doesn't know. He's like a walking dictionary.
Nice.
And anything on the car, he can diagnose, and all the way down to literally, what is it called? The nugget on the car. I mean, he's a genius. So watching him, coming from nothing and starting all over, because it's not the same thing, that he was doing there that he does here now.
Okay.
Well, he didn't do mechanical work there. He was doing, I don't understand. I know he was an engineer. I don't know exactly what type of work he was doing there, but he transcended the car business, and that's what my brothers do now too. And
so you said you're 7 siblings.
Yes.
Okay.
3 boys and 4 girls. Okay. And there's
it's a big family.
Yeah, we're a huge family.
Nice.
Yeah, there's 4 older than me. Wait, 4 older than me and 2 younger than me. I can't even keep up. No, yeah, 4 older than me, 2 younger than me.
Yeah.
And my brothers are all in the car business too.
Oh, nice.
So they followed my dad's footsteps.
Are they in a dealership business? You want to give them a shout out? Feel free to do that.
It's Acura, Honda Parts, R&H, was Redline Performance, and Rancho Cordova. They specialize in Acura, Honda parts.
Okay.
And again, like I said, they can strip any car down from, to the bone and build it back up. So they do anything from building, parts, painting, fixing, name it, they do it.
Nice. I'm guessing they were pretty impressed with your Lamborghini then.
Yes. That was a spontaneous purchase, by the way. I knew I was going to have a Lambo one day in my life. Yeah. That was in my bucket list since I was 15. I actually wrote that in my journal when I was in high school. When you have planners in high school? So on the back of it asked the question, what's your dream car? And I put pink Lamborghini. And I said by 30, but I bought it at 32 or 30, almost 32. I'm 34 now.
That counts. I mean, it's not about when you get it, it's that you did get it.
Yeah, it was just spontaneous. It was actually my brother's. My brother had it, and he was like, oh, come check out my car. And I just fell in love with it, and I said, can I buy it? And I took it. It was really spontaneous. I just knew one day it was going to happen because I'm a goal setter. So whenever I set the goal, something I have to achieve every year, and that was one of my goals is a Lamborghini by 30. I got it at 32, which I still did.
Nice. So being a goal setter, was being a professional esthetician part of your goals, or how did that, so you started off saying that this was something that you always cared about, and then did you study that in university, or did you have to go to a separate independent course, or how did that go?
So I'm actually not only an esthetician, I'm a medical assistant. I do nutrition and medical esthetician. So esthetician it's not a university, it's a private, aesthetic school that you go to. But the amount of trainings and licensings I have, because I'm continuously learning every year. I go to these courses, recently I went to Arizona where you get master certifications in the things that I do. So I'm continuously growing my business by learning what's new, what's out there. Just like a car, every year comes, you have a new model. So just like skills and tools and machines, I have to learn those things too every year to make my business better. So I offer the best here in Sacramento. But how I transitioned to this field is, like I mentioned before, being bullied and having really bad acne growing up. And I started seeing an esthetician myself, and she treated my skin. When she treated my skin, it built my confidence back. And building my confidence, I wanted to now do the same thing for people out there who struggled like I did, because I know what it feels like. And I take it very personal when I, have patients that come in and have acne, because that was me one day. I mean, the saddest thing that I can say in my acne journey life was I left high school when I was 10th grade, and I did homeschool because I was called pizza face. And You left high school because of that? Yes. And I left high school because of it, because I was bullied, for one. Second thing is I had a lot of anger in me, and that's when I fell in love with the gym life and boxing, because that helped with my temper. It's a healthy outlet. Yes, it was better than fighting or taking my aggression out on random people. It was just something that helped. Or abusing any other substances. Exactly. So having that acne in school and being bullied, I used to lay in bed and I would put my makeup on in bed because I didn't want to look at myself in the mirror. Because of how bad my skin was, and sorry. No worries. You have all. Yeah, this is the part I don't like to talk about. But just laying in bed and having to put my makeup on before I looked at myself in the mirror was, I mean, nobody probably knows that about me. Probably my sisters don't even know. It's just something that was really depressing. And I know what it feels like when I meet my patients who have it. And I've cried with some of my patients who come in because I can relate. So I think that's why I have so much passion, and I put so much into my business and so much into my patients. And I'm always about giving back and helping people now, because I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have, the money or the knowledge that I do now. So now I want to help people that I cried out for when I was younger. So that's how my skin journey started.
That's one of the most potent motivations to have, especially when you're running a business based off this level of care and relating to your patients. I'm very sure they can feel it. I see them also when I'm following you on Instagram. I always see the reviews that you get. They're always very long paragraphs and very detailed, and people really do appreciate you in many ways.
I mean, I appreciate them. I've been in this business for 13 years now. I was 21 when I got in the field, and I opened when I was 23, and I'm 34 now. I'm 34, so it's
You opened your own business at 23?
23 years old.
That's impressive.
And I used to work for a doctor, and I was saying before is, I believe in that saying where sometimes you meet the right people and you're in the right place. I used to work for a doctor, and I was their medical assistant. And I met Dr. Goodwin, and she became my business partner in the medical side, where I was, we were offered Botox, laser, and all the aesthetics med spa side. And I was 23, and I had this game plan, and I went up to her and I was like, hey, like, I'm tired of working for people, like, I want to do this if you believe in me. And she did. She's seen how hard I worked. I treated every business that I worked for as if it was my own, and we ran with it, and we did our business together for 8 years. And we separated recently 3 years ago. We're still friends. She's 2 doors from me. We still work with each other now, but we're just in 2 separate rooms now. And I opened my day spa, and we have the med spa 2 doors down.
So what's the difference between a day spa and a med spa?
So,
because a lot of people watching this wouldn't recognize the nuanced details of certain words.
So I still do both, because I help her as well as, and she helps me. Day spa is more for like an esthetician or non-medical, meaning no Botox, fillers, laser. It's more like facials, teeth whitening, waxing, lashes, the scalp hair restoration, chemical peels I do. Medical spa is more like the weight loss and Botox, fillers, laser hair removal, skin tightening, and all of the more invasive stuff out there.
So you do both?
Yes. So it's 2 doors down, 2 separate offices, and we're working with each other. It's just our businesses are separate, meaning 2 different buildings.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced since you started at a pretty young age? And I'm not sure if you had people holding your hand all the way through it, or you figured everything out yourself and said, hey, I'm very sure this is what I want to do, and this is the path I'm choosing to continue through.
This is where I'm going to get emotional again. The biggest challenge I'd probably say is, when I started my business, I wasn't an esthetician yet. I was a medical assistant. And the doctor, Dr. Goodwin, who I work with for 8 years, she's seen it in me that I have a passion for this. And she's the one that inspired me to go to school to be an esthetician.
You said you worked with her for 8 years?
8 years. We had our business together for 8 years.
Okay.
And I'm in total in business for 11 now, because I've been separated from, our companies for 3 years. We worked with each other a year before our own business, and that's where I met her. I was her medical assistant. And she's seen it in me that her biggest thing is she treated me like I was her daughter. And if one day we're in business and she decides she wants to retire, I don't have a license to rely on, because I was relying on the doctor's license. So she wanted me to have a medical professional license so I can continue doing what I do and not have to worry about anybody else. If she wanted to quit, and I still could run my business with what I do. So she went with me, did my tour with me. I went to Paul Mitchell. She did the tour with me and helped me sign up into school. And
Paul Mitchell is the name of the school?
Paul Mitchell is the name of the aesthetic school I went to.
Okay.
And to me, that was the first day I walked in, I quit. The first day.
What happened?
It brought a lot of PTSD from high school.
Okay, from the bullying.
Yes.
How so?
I was young. I was 25 or 26, and I think a lot of people get intimidated by me, is what I've been told, and I don't understand why, and maybe the way I carry myself. And there was people who in my class who told me the first day just judged me because I walked in there with confidence. And some people, you know, that makes them, how do I say this? It intimidates them if they don't have it, but they don't know me yet.
It makes them feel insecure that you're being hostile when you're really not.
Yes.
I know.
And I was the one that raised my hand every time a question was asked. I'm not shy. I've been in customer service my whole life. Since I was 15, half my life in customer service. So I think just being an outspoken person and walking in with confidence, it was a lot of people take it as a threat or intimidated without getting to know me.
Yeah.
And it was flashbacks of, you know, high school when I experienced bullying from whatever it was, from calling me Big Bird from my nose, my acne for pizza face. I mean, name it, I've been called, or being poor and wearing sometimes, I wouldn't say poor at high school, is more like when we moved in.
They'd bully you for being poor?
More like the clothes I would wear, you know, the style I had. I'm a very girly girl now, but back then I was more of a tomboy.
Okay.
So I dressed a little.
You look very elegant now.
Yeah, it's completely.
I couldn't tell if you didn't tell me.
Oh, if you've seen my pictures, I mean, I'm wearing cross checkers with baggy pants and baggy t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you had a lot of anger in you, so
exactly.
It would add up.
It's a complete transformation of who I was from. Like, you wouldn't even know that was me from growing up. But I think that's me reflecting on the pain. Growing up, what I've been through. Because, you know,
and that's very inspirational for everybody watching. I'm pretty sure you set an example for a lot of young girls, and even as a man, you know, I respect the journey that you're going through, because regardless of gender, the struggle, getting bullied and overcoming adversity and going through all those challenges and still deciding to push through and do what you want to do, that's something highly worthy of respect. So
thank you.
Even though we don't know each other very well, like we see each other a lot in the car meets and whatnot, but I respect that.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
And going from that path of dropping out of high school, and you said you in 10th grade?
10th grade, yeah.
And then what did you do throughout that period until you got to Paul Mitchell?
That's when I was working in the gym. So I started boxing and I applied at the gym.
So you started off at the gym, you said there was a receptionist.
Yeah, I was a receptionist. Then I did daycare. I love kids.
Okay.
Love kids. And I did daycare. And then I started getting into more of the fitness, working out and taking care of myself.
Since you were already at the gym,
exactly.
You started learning from the environment.
Exactly. Yeah. Being around, and my brothers too. Like, I grew up with two older brothers.
Where were your brothers when you were getting bullied? I would have defended
you. To be honest with you, actually, my older brother, Rock, they call him The Rock, because he was the biggest dude in high school. And once people knew who that was my brother, they wouldn't pick on me. But a girl is different. A girl's gonna pick on me. It was because the guys wouldn't, because they knew who my brother was.
Yeah, crack the whip real quick.
Exactly. So everybody knew who my older brother was, and he was like the most respected person in high school. Yeah. So once I came in, they're like, oh, that's Rock's sister. That's Rock's sister. But of course, the boys didn't bully me or pick on me. It was mainly, you know, the girls I was in school with.
Gossip and whatnot.
Yes. Yeah. And my brother was a big bodybuilder and boxer, and that's where my masculine side comes from, where I'm into exotic cars. I'm, you know, working out and boxing and playing basketball, and I have such a tomboy side, but I'm like the most girly girl out there.
That's a healthy balance.
It is. And that's why I love having my older brothers. Honestly, they've taught me how to ride a bike, throw a football. I mean, you name it. And all the little sports that we used to do back then is because of my brothers.
Yeah. I'm sure it makes you appreciate the feminine side even deeper.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. For sure. But
you have the contrast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But again, I always say, don't ever judge a book by its cover. Mm-hmm. You don't know what they've been through. You know, and again, like I said, people see me pull up in a pink Lambo. They probably already have a whole story built in their head about me. Mm-hmm. But they don't. And I'm actually working on a book currently. Oh. And it's about my life, and it's a lot deeper, and I could go on all day, but I can't spoil my book that I've been working on for 3 years.
So is it like an autobiography?
It's about myself, but it's more of an inspiration book, because there's things that I don't share with people. Okay. And my book will be the first time, just things that I've experienced in life, and it's very emotional, and I put it on the back burner a little bit because I've been taking so many other, you know, pathways in life with my business and this cause I'm doing and all the other things going on in my life. But it's an inspiration book about things in my life and how, you know, what brought me to where I am today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's I'd be looking forward to read it once it comes out. You have any idea when the projected timeline is?
I'm giving myself max 2 years. I know I could do it sooner, but
Yeah.
not with everything I'm putting my hands on right now. And I have other goals I want to achieve this year and next year. But that is something that I want to do within the next 2 years, for sure.
With everything that you have going on, how do you balance being a CEO of a very successful business while also being the hands-on provider for the services that you offer?
How do I balance? Well, I don't sleep much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say, like,
How many people do you have working with you here?
so I
'Cause
have
I see multiple rooms.
there's 6 rooms here. I rent 2 of them. One of them, it's Chris Studio. It's one of my really good friends. She does lash extensions. The other one is Akila, and she does waxing here. And then I use the other 4 for myself. I have a personal assistant, and then Disha, who's my amazing content creator. She's the one that does all the amazing videos on my Instagram that people see, because that ain't my skills. So she kind of follows me everywhere, and she's
She's
been
the
working
behind
with
the
me.
scenes person.
Yeah, she's the behind the scenes person.
Nice.
So there's 2 that work for me, and then 2 rent from me.
Okay. And what exactly do you offer here at Flawless Aesthetics?
Let's see. I gotta go by room. So I do teeth whitening. I do 5 different type of chemical peels.
What are chemical peels?
Chemical peels. What is actually what changed my life is the peels I did for my acne. So I have different, types where it's treats acne scars. It's a treatment that I do that peels off the top layers of the skin and contains strong ingredients to kill bacteria where the acne comes. That's what
this
I'm actually known for.
Okay. Is this where the pictures I'd see on your Instagram with the very
Yes.
intense...
Peeling.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's called chemical peel.
Yeah, that's a chemical peel,
Okay.
and there's different types out there.
Yeah.
I offer 5 different types, and I customize everything. I don't have a set price for anything. People always say, "What's your price? What's your menu?" I don't do that because that's one thing that makes me stand out is everything's tailored for each skin.
How so?
Well,
Just depends on the intensity of the situation? you mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
So whether how severe your acne is, whether you're coming in with brown spots, age spots, or you have a scar from a burn years ago, it just depends. So I tell people when you come in to have a consultation with me, I will determine what's the best treatment. Your skin's different from mine. My skin's different from the next person. So I can't do one thing for everyone. It's not going to work. And I know that from personal experience because I've tried everything that I offer here, I've done to myself. I will never offer anything unless I've tried it personally. So I know exactly how to explain to my patients how it works, what it does, what to expect. I'm not going to know until I do it. And I have to believe in it, of course. And I have to see if it works.
That right there is a very powerful selling point by itself.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely got to try your work. You got to try your product before you sell it.
Yeah.
Because then you're not going to know how to sell it or explain it.
And you're very familiar with it. You know exactly what to say, what to do, the results, the things, the steps to expect after it and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience with the aesthetics world. That's why I'm asking you questions because
Yeah.
I want to learn myself and understand what it is. Maybe there's something I could benefit from.
It's actually very common. A lot of people think that men don't do this. It's
Yeah, I had no idea that men could benefit from
Oh yeah, it's more
these
common than you
services.
think.
How so? So what would a man come and do at your...
I mean, I've had men do chemical peels. Men break out. Men have acne.
I remember I had a Lebanese best friend back in high school, and I remember him doing something like that. And he was out of high school for a couple of days, and I was curious what happened. And then he briefly explained, but I got the idea. And then when you were talking about it, it reminded me of him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, a lot of athletes do it, believe it or not. Hydrofacial is probably the most common thing that men do.
What is that?
It's like a really deep clean for the skin. I mean, it's safe for everyone, but men do it as well. Cleans your pores. You could customize it where you're doing anti-aging treatments, brightening treatments, helps with blackhead removal, hydration. It's one of my top things I do. And I would say that's the most common thing that men do here. Teeth whitening, obviously.
Yeah.
And they do chemical peels, believe it or not. This field is not only for women. I don't like that mentality where men feel uncomfortable to go to a spa. This is for everyone.
It's nice.
Yeah.
My understanding of a spa is just usually at a hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my overall impression of what a spa is. It's a hotel, a sauna, jacuzzi, massage, the basics. But
That's why I
then-
like to say day spa.
Yeah.
So day spa, it kind of isolates that hotel because hotel treatment's a little different than what I do. I would consider me as more of like the intensive facials. When you go to a spa, they're just, putting lotion on your face, and I'm over here doing all types of machines and tools and extraction.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I'd go to a lot of the hotels when I was younger in Qatar and Dubai, and I wouldn't really feel that huge of a difference. I mean, I got the treatment and the experience, and then a day later, I'm like, okay, well, I just spent a lot of money, but I'm back to normal.
yeah. See, there's a difference.
And I never saw all the equipment that you use. They'd usually, do the scrubbing and all that stuff, and sometimes it's rough and whatnot. But from what I see on your Instagram, it seems like you're doing something very different.
If there's something new out there, guarantee it's gonna be in my office within 30 days. That's how like advanced I like my stuff to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you haven't heard of PDRN. It's very popular right now. It's a salmon sperm facial.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's some of the stuff that I'd see on your page. I'm like,
What is
salmon
this?
sperm. How did they even extract that? And who found out the idea that this is good for your face?
I mean, Korean skincare is the best, and that's where it's like everyone knows Korean skincare. I mean, that's probably been one of my biggest new hits that everybody wants to do, and I microchannel it into the skin. I guess in Southern California, people inject it, and obviously I don't
sperm?
inject.
The
Yeah,
cell? Okay.
yeah, but it's amazing for
Inject it
anti-aging.
into the face.
It's like a filler. It comes in like a format, like a filler when you get Botox fillers in your lips, like people do. But yeah, it's a newer thing that I do that a lot of people are interested in because salmon sperm. What is that? Everybody wants to know what it is.
So I was going to ask you, what are the most popular treatments you offer right now? And what I would ask you on top of that, since you briefly mentioned it, what do they love the most about the treatments that you offer? Because I see a lot of very long paragraphs in the reviews that you get.
A lot of people have been loving the treatment I've been doing for the scalp for hair restoration.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally done it myself too, and I would say that's one of the most sensitive topics for people, especially women who lose hair. I mean, men too, but
For men, it's very common.
it is very common. But women usually go through, menopause or pregnancy when they lose a lot of hair or hormonal changes. So it's something that I enjoy doing, and seeing the results have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a microchanneling where I do exosomes in the scalp, or I use a Sarah brand from BioSkin. It's been, one of my new hits lately too. I'd say it's very popular. Mm-hmm. And hydrofacials is probably a maintenance thing that people do on a monthly basis with me.
Oh, on a monthly basis?
Yeah, a lot of my patients come every 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone has never visited an esthetician before, where would you recommend them to start?
It depends on a person. I've had people walk in here and I know my skills and my knowledge that some people don't feel comfortable doing a chemical peel the first time they meet someone. But I always ask questions before, when they text me, can I book an appointment? I'll clarify, are you on these medications? What did you do to your skin in the last 2 weeks before I even determine? But I kind of have an idea before they come in, because I tell them to send me a picture. If it's acne prone or a lot of deep scarring, I already have an idea. So I prep them for a peel. Mm-hmm. I always tell people I like to work on a clean canvas. So I like to remove the top layer of the skin where all the damage is. And then we come to figure out a skin routine, and then their monthly treatments with me. So either it's a facial deep clean. If they have a lot of blackheads, I'd say let's do a deep clean. Let's clean out your pores, treat whatever acne you have, any whiteheads, and then from that point get them on a skin regimen with me.
Okay.
So just depends on a person and if they were on Accutane. Absolutely not. I don't treat anybody if they were on Accutane unless they're cleared with a doctor within a year.
What is that?
Accutane is a very strong drug that is used for people who have cystic acne. And
you said cystic?
Yeah, so it's like the ones underneath the skin. Some people pussy, multiple clutters of acne. It's a very how do I explain this? Monitored drug when you have to go see the doctor consistently.
Yeah.
And so when they are on these treatments on Accutane, that's one of the main reasons why I will not treat someone, and I have to make sure they're completely off of it and cleared by their doctor.
Okay.
It helps with acne. It's great. Side effects are not the best. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of any type of drugs over the counter too. Mm-hmm. So I'm more of the natural side, do this and do that, and before you take antibiotics or anything else,
So you're not a big supporter of big pharma?
No.
That's great. We're on the same page then.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But for me, for different reasons. probably if I say the word, the video would probably get censored and whatnot, like
Okay.
2020 and whatnot,
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the agenda that they're pushing on
Yeah.
people. Yeah. And then, since you're very deeply involved in the acne space, what do you feel is the root cause of it? How can someone avoid it to begin with rather than treat it after they already got it?
Man, acne comes in different ways. Me personally, I think mine was genetics, because some of my siblings struggled with acne. I'd say mine was probably the worst. So genetics plays a role, and teen acne, hormone changes as we're aging,
Yeah.
plays a huge role. Things we eat.
That was why I asked. I wanted you to say the things we eat.
Oh, that's a must. Like
Yeah.
if you're eating dairy, greasy food, oily food, and being unhealthy overall, that stuff's gonna affect your skin. If you're drinking caffeine, soda, it affects your skin a lot. And people don't understand what we consume in our body, what it actually does to our skin and our health.
That's a big part of the research I do, is that your gut will always display your overall state of health, whether on your face or through your performance. For me, as an athlete, it reflects a lot in the performance that you do. The smallest changes, the smallest doses of certain foods or drinks that you take or minerals can have a huge impact on how you perform, how you think, how you sleep, how you breathe, your overall state of being. So I'm pretty sure what you said about the medicines and also for what people eat. So what would you recommend young girls out there and boys or people in general to eat or drink to decrease the acne, and also what to avoid so that it doesn't even come in the first place?
So I always ask my patients, what's their, if they drink water. Obviously, water is really good for our body because we're continuously cleansing.
Is
Definitely.
there specific types of water? Because now there's alkaline, and then there's distilled, and then there's spring water. So
If you're asking for a brand, I got to give my friend a shout out.
Okay.
It's Jude Gergen, and it's Armenian water. So in my
Okay.
language, it's called Jude. Love his water, pure,
where
amazing.
do we find that? I don't think I saw that here.
I will give you one. I have some here. That's what
Okay.
I have here for my patients.
What about for people who want to buy it?
I believe he's working on into the stores. A lot of local businesses support him. Actually, if you go to a lot of local businesses, they carry it. It's big in LA too. He has a lot of accounts in LA.
Okay.
I grew up with him, and he delivers to me here now. It's called Jude, which in my language it means water.
But Jude translate to water.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, cool.
Jur. So that's my go-to water.
Yeah.
If you're gonna ask me.
Yeah.
But and then changing our filters at home is really good for our skin as well.
You mean
Our shower filters.
or also shower?
Both. I mean,
Yeah.
anything, like I said, you consume in your body, and eating
the tap
vegetables.
water is full of chemicals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I've seen people when they travel, a lot of my patients I can name a bunch of, different countries my patients been in. They come back and their skin is completely, damaged from the water out there, whether they drank it or showered or whatever they did. And when they come here, and now we're trying to go through a detox.
Yeah.
And I have like natural supplements that I do recommend people as well. That's really good for that. Also,
Do you give it to them here at the spa, or do they go
no,
buy
I
it?
don't give anybody the supplements. I recommend where they can get them.
Okay.
Where I've seen personally, and some of my patients tried. They're all natural, like plant-based. For the skin is really good.
So you're focused on being organic.
Yes, that's my thing. I've always been organic. I don't even like to take like ibuprofen. Like that's the type of person I am. I don't like to take anything in my body that I have zero control over.
What do you mean zero control?
Well, I can't control what it could do to me. So, for an example, if I'm taking, I'll say antibiotic, and that's only if I have to take it. I don't like what it could do to my body, and if I didn't know I was allergic and something happened. I don't have control over it. It's in my body. So I'm very cautious. I'd only take things if I really, really need it, if I have to take it. But other than that, I try to stay away from all that stuff. I love like fruits, smoothies, vegetables, and all the healthy stuff. I don't drink coffee as much unless I have only 2 hours of sleep and I have to pull a 16-hour shift. So
Wow, 16 hours.
Oh, there's days I do 16.
I see on Instagram you usually have 12, but I never knew you have 16
That's
hours.
12 in person, and then I'm at home on the tablet for another 3-4 hours.
Do you do online consultations as well?
No, usually my online is what I've been focusing on lately, which a lot of people don't know is my book. And I've been up the last couple of days, 4 in the morning, or I'll respond to emails or check all my emails. I mean, in 3 days, I'll have 100 text messages, and my patients probably think I'm crazy. Sometimes I text them back at 6 in the morning, but I'm like, this is the only time. Once I step my foot in here, I don't have time to reach out to anyone because I'm back to back to back. Excuse me, back to back to back with patients all day.
Where'd you get this work ethic from?
My dad. My dad doesn't stop. My dad is about to be 65 next month. I wish he'll retire. He could retire. He just chooses not to.
What does he do now? Is still an engineer or?
Still does all the mechanical work. Loves it. He enjoys it.
Yeah.
I always tell
Does
him.
he work on your Lambo?
Actually, one time my window broke and he figured it out within a heartbeat, like within seconds what to do. But I always tell him, like, Dad, you need to retire. And his favorite saying, what am I going to do? Sit at home and stare at four walls?
He has a point. I mean, it's healthy for a man to stay active because that's when you stop doing work, that's when you actually start declining.
It's true. He's very
regardless
active.
of the money, just being active and having something to do.
Yeah, and who am I to talk? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see myself retiring. Even if I had the funds to, I don't see myself retiring.
You're
love
personally
what I do.
involved in your work. Yeah, you love what you do. So
to me, this is not a job.
Yeah.
People think I'm crazy. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go to work tomorrow. I meet amazing people. My patients become my friends. I learn so much from people, and being in this field, you meet a lot of amazing people as well. Not only that, and the biggest thing is the transformation. That's the best feeling, walking out knowing what I helped someone change their life, whether it's their skin and even a conversation sometimes with people. It's like having a therapy session for both of us when we're in the room. It's just you walk out feeling different, and that I just love what I do.
Especially with your background and your story, I'm very sure that they can just appreciate your presence.
Yeah,
and knowing that someone can genuinely relate and that they're not just walking in here for money.
Yeah.
So that plays a big role in your value, not just for the services that you offer, but for you as a person and the purpose of what you do, not just the physical service that you offer.
Right.
So if nobody ever told you that, I'm happy to say it to you. Even though I've never had any sessions with you, I'm very sure that there are people that genuinely appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I see it from the messages. I've been following you for a couple months, and I read some of the stories that you share. The reviews are very genuine. They're very deep, and I see the pictures as well. It's not just words. People can fabricate words, but I see the pictures.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they're not.
It's very organic.
You.
Those are my patients who send it to me. I think with me is I have heart-to-heart moments with a lot of my patients. I've cried with my patients. We've laughed together. Where I won't see a patient for 6 months and I'll still remember their whole life story they told me. It's different. I don't. It's
you treat them as humans, not just.
They're not my patients. They're my friends. I look forward to coming and seeing and catching up with them. It's like going and having coffee with them. Yeah. So I know they sense it, and I love giving back to them. There's random days where I'll like to spoil my patients when they come.
How so?
There's been times where I give them all flowers or Starbucks gift card, or I used to throw these huge holiday events every December, and that kind of died down, which I want to start doing again because, I transferred my business into the day spa and I got a little overwhelmed, and now I have an assistant that helps me. So that's something I do want to start doing again. So that's my way of giving back. I always do giveaways every 3-4 months. I do discounts.
Yeah, I see the competitions that you do, or a comment here. Your previous one was tickets to an NBA game, right?
Yes, that was the Valentine's.
Yeah.
For a couple to win for the NBA game, which I'm going to have more giveaways the rest of this year. I like to do it around the holidays too. I love to give back and just interact with the people. If I could travel the world and had the funds and didn't have to work, I would literally travel the world and give everything to everyone. That's just something that I always wanted to do, is give back to people, because like I said in the beginning, I came from nothing, and
you know what it feels like.
I know what it feels like. So
that's when it's the most genuine, actually giving from the heart, and not just for your ego or for people to say that you're a good person, but because you genuinely relate. And that's and I'm pretty sure the person receiving can also feel it, because people can tell when someone's doing it out of vanity or arrogance, or when someone's doing it because they genuinely want to help you, regardless.
If you ask anybody I grew up with, the first thing they're going to tell you is I have the most giving heart. I've always been like this. I don't know. It comes from my mom, my dad. It comes from someone. Obviously, God. God, it comes from God. But
your heart's still clean.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That's my love language, is gift giving.
Same here.
Gift giving.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
part of why I do all the content that I do. It's because I also feel happy even with the pictures and videos that I do. I do it all for free because when I see the look on a person's face when I show them the video, like, oh, thank you for doing that, or they didn't, because they don't really realize that I'm actually doing it. Then I go up to them and they're happy about it. So I get what you mean by it feels good for you to give them, not because you want anything in return.
It's the best feeling in the world.
Yep.
It is the
And
best
on that
feeling.
note of philanthropy, what is the new giveaway that you're doing?
So this was actually random. I did a poll on my Instagram, and it's been on my heart for at least 4 months. And I did a poll, and I said, to everyone that follows me, should I do a giveaway or should I do a special? Because I always do giveaways and specials for my business.
A special is in like an offer?
Yeah, like specials, like for my services,
Like a discount.
like discounts.
Okay.
And everyone said giveaways. A lot of people actually. It was 50-50 at some point, and then like a couple percentage more did a giveaway. I think everyone was assuming I'm going to give away, services and not a car. So this is where it's funny. One of my friends, he's
I mean,
a
a
dentist.
car is not a small thing to give.
No, and
Especially not a Mercedes.
that was like again that was on my heart for 4 months.
Giving away a car?
Giving away a car, but
Okay.
I'll tell you what led me to finally do it. Many reasons. One of my friends, he's a dentist, Dr. Sunny Badal. He commented on my poll, give away your pink Lambo. And I screenshot and I actually posted that. And then that was a sign for me because I already wanted to do this, not my Lambo, but I wanted to give away a car.
That's a bit too personal.
Yeah. So that was like, I'm going to run with this. And I started building these ideas for my content that I'm going to do. And I honestly was going to do this in December. I was going to give away the car in December. And then so many things started happening where September is, it's Deaf Awareness Month, and my niece is deaf. And this is the month where, she's had surgery. And then October is breast cancer awareness. And I was like, well, the car is going to be pink. If I do a pink car, I can combine, the causes that I want to donate to, which I'll go into those. And I, came up with my game plan, and I end up going and purchasing a car. But how I chose these causes was the most meaningful.
Did you have a specific car in mind that you wanted to purchase?
No. I knew it was going to be a Mercedes. I just didn't know what kind. The car I'm giving away, I used to drive one of those, and I loved it. For a daily, it was amazing. It's a C-Class Mercedes, which I ended up purchasing from Sacramento, Mercedes-Benz. And they helped me find the car. I knew it was going to be a Mercedes. I just didn't know. As I was going, it was just like everything happened so smoothly. I was meeting the right people.
You're figuring things out on the spot, yeah.
I just took that.
Synchronicities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just took
It's
that
meant
post
to
and ran
happen.
with it.
Yeah.
And this is crazy, but I did not know September was Deaf Awareness Month. And
They come up with this month and that month every, so,
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I was like, September 1st, I'm launching this. I'm going to do this. And I wanted to do 2 causes, and I chose Chat, which is it's a school Chat. It's a school for children who are deaf and hard of hearing, which my three-year-old niece goes there. Seeing my niece, learn so much from the school, and it's a nonprofit school, I want to help them. And I was like, why don't I was first going to just give the car away. People
just on a poll on Instagram,
yeah,
like you did last time?
that's what I did for my basketball tickets that I gave away. But I was like, no, you know what? I want to do something more meaningful and special, and
not just a regular raffle.
no.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
That's a lot more impactful and relevant.
Yes, exactly. And I wanted to help. I wanted to give back somehow, where people are going to benefit. 2 causes are going to benefit, and homes. People
And
that
raising awareness. I didn't know about. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know about Chat or.
surprisingly, a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
And I've known because my niece, she's 3, and she's been going there since she's 3 months, since she was younger, and I've seen the development and change in her.
So was she the motivating factor for you to make that decision?
She was. And the reason I say my niece is my motivating factor is I wanted to be the voice for her about her disability, because there's things that I wanted as a child somebody to be a voice of. And
To speak up for you?
to speak up for me,
Yeah.
and she's only 3. She doesn't understand what's going on with her. She doesn't know. And I was bullied, and I'm afraid of her getting bullied when she gets older, and seeing the school and how much her speaking and has developed. I wanted to help that school where I know they're helping children like my niece and how much it's changed her life. So she inspired me, because when you meet my niece, she's like the most bubbliest kid ever. And I honestly, I cry every time I look at her. And she just had surgery yesterday, and it was probably the hardest things to watch is her going through surgery and the pain and waking up and saying she's in pain. And seeing that is what inspired me, because I know in the long term this is going to help her. It's going to help her a lot. So that's how I got my motivation to do something for my niece that's going to impact her and help her and other kids, learn and able to hear. And I didn't know she was getting surgery this soon. It was just how it all fell in September, Deaf Awareness Month. And I just ran with the idea, and I'm so passionate about it. And this is something I want to do every year now. I want every year to give away a car. And that's literally what I want to do. And this motivated me a lot, and seeing how much people were so quick to be sponsors and involved. And then I chose Bobby Jackson's foundation for breast cancer, and how that came about is being in the field I am. I deal with a lot of women, and seeing patients, friends, family members go through the struggle of in general, cancer is so deadly. And breast cancer, witnessing my patients too, being in the field for 11 years, they were my inspiration, because I hear their struggles. I've seen some of them, go through their weakest moments. I was there for them. And those are my inspirations, my patients, and the people in my life that I've came across with breast cancer, and in general any type of cancer is just a horrible disease. And then my baby niece, who has to go through surgery at such a young age and doesn't know what's happening. I just wanted to be a voice for her.
And I'm very sure when she grows up and watches this and sees what you've done, she's going to be very grateful for it.
Yeah, sorry. This is like super emotional. I feel like I've been holding it in for 2 days because she had surgery.
You can let it all out. No, don't worry.
She literally had surgery yesterday. So
how'd it go? Everything went well?
It went well, and you
can cry as much as you want.
I'm gonna mess up my makeup, but it went well. She's a little brave little soldier, and they had a little bit of a hiccup during surgery, and where they had to take some extra bone from her skull for her attachments on one ear, and she woke up crying and saying she's in pain, and she can't hear right now, because after you get cochlear implant surgery, you can't hear for the first month, because she's in healing stage. So when you're healing, apparently you can't hear for a month. So that's what's the heartbreaking, because she went from hearing with her hearing aids, and now she's not hearing at all, and she doesn't know what's happening to her until I think they turn it on, from what my sister was explaining, with the cochlear implants. And I'm learning about this as I'm going, because I'm so passionate about it now.
And while you're learning, you're also teaching others with what
exactly.
You're sharing. Even me, I'm learning right now.
Yeah. So she was born deaf, and as she was getting older, her school chat is actually the one that said her hearing is declining, and her hearing aids weren't helping her no more. And the hearing aids would enhance some noises, but it wasn't enough for her to communicate, or hear us. And she's very smart. She looks at your lips when you're talking, and that's how, if I say I love you, she reads my lips and say I love you too. She's very intelligent, and that's why they said cochlear implants is more of a long-term better result for her, because her hearing was really declining, and this is going to help her because it's an implant, and it's not something it's being removed, and her sounds are going to be a lot pronounced where she could hear now. But it's a struggle, because right now she's bandaged up and she can't hear for a month, and I think that's the part that breaks my heart, because she has no idea what's going on. I know she's going to be frustrated, because all I picture is when she comes swimming at my house, and she can't have the hearing aids in her ear when she's swimming, and when we take it off, she gets frustrated. You can just see how frustrated she is, because she can't hear you, and it's like I'm torturing her, but she wants to be normal and swim with my other nieces and nephews. So that's all I think about in my head right now, that she's out of surgery and she can't hear, because I just remember the frustration in the pool when we had to remove her hearing aids so she could swim. So she is truly my inspiration, and this is something I'm going to do dedicated to her for the rest of my life. as long as I could provide, and God's plan for me as well. As long as I could provide, that's what I plan to do every year's whatever I can do to be her voice.
May God continue making you a vessel to be able to give others.
Thank you. So yeah.
Is she going to be there in the event that we have with Euro Sunday and Diamond?
Yes, she will be there. She's not going to be able to hear because, again, she just got out yesterday, and the event is on the 28th, which is next Sunday. She'll be there. Her school will be there. Bobby Jackson and their team's going to be there, him himself, where he's going to do autographs. And then all the kids are coming that from that school as well. So it's going to be very empowering.
How did that connection happen with you and Bobby?
That was actually...
How did you find out about each other and then decide to connect onto that?
So I've been involved with the Kings a lot, and I know a lot of people in that industry, in the athletic industry. And
NBA specifically, or
NBA, NFL. I mean, I've had UFC fighters. I've dealt with a lot of...
How so? What's the backstory of that?
Honestly, I think it's just being who I am in Sacramento, and I love to be involved. I go to these car meets, I meet wonderful people.
Yeah, I see you quite often in the events.
Yeah.
And you're very well connected with a lot of the people there. I see you're the social butterfly.
Yes, I am a social butterfly, and this is where I have amazing connections and I meet amazing people. And with the Kings, it was I think it was more from social media. And some of my friends who knew some of the people and connected me, and then just went on from there for the last 8 years. As far as Bobby Jackson was, I have a friend, her name's Sarah Talk Sports. She's on Instagram. She does sports media.
That's her username?
Yeah, she does sports media. Sarah Talk Sports. So she does news, like the media for. She used to do like for the news channels for sports channels here, and I think now in the Bay Area. I reached out to her. Not even on the topic of using Bobby Jackson. I didn't even know she knew him. I was wanting to get media exposure for what I'm doing. So she knew people.
Car
yes, for the car giveaway. She knew people that are in the news field. So I was like trying to get the news at my event. And I told her what I'm doing, and she was like, "Oh my God, you should connect with Bobby Jackson's foundation. It'd be amazing because he does, it's cancer awareness, not only breast cancer in general, it's cancer awareness." And it'd be a great cause. And she set up the meeting within 2 days with Bobby Jackson's manager, Greg, and who they have been phenomenal. Their team is amazing.
How so?
They built my website within a day, where I'm taking
a website specifically for the giveaway?
Yes,
wow.
Specifically. It's called flawlessfac.com. They literally built that within a day. And Shane, he's so quick. I text them within seconds. If I don't like something on the website, changed immediately. I don't even think that guy sleeps. I've messaged him every time, and he's responded instantly. I mean, they've been, as far as that, and whatever I need, it's like, Greg is funny. He's like, think of me as your genie. Make a wish, I'll make it happen. And I was like, okay, my wish is to get a signed jersey. I could give away, which I'm going to do, a signed jersey. My wish is to have Bobby Jackson at my event, because that'd be amazing for him to do a meet and greet. He's making that happen for me. It's just been a smooth. This is why I know it was meant to be, because everything has been so smooth, and the people I'm meeting and the things that are coming together so smoothly. It's honestly a blessing. And sometimes I wake up and I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, how are you doing this? Like, how did you pull this off? And I don't know. I've just been going. I wake up and just live.
You didn't give up.
No, and I'm not going to. If anything, I'm more encouraged and inspired now, just seeing
the results
of everything, and how everyone's been so amazing. All my amazing sponsors, like, no question about it. I mean, it's just been been an amazing journey, emotional journey for me, a roller coaster of, and then I got to go to meet this little boy in Elk Grove who, beat cancer. He's 10 years old, and with the CHP, and my sister works with the CHP, and they got me involved with that. And it was just something, and his, one of his favorite cars is a Lamborghini. So I got to take him in a ride in my car. I just love doing those things. Yeah. If I could stand at a park and give these kids a ride just to make their day, I would. Like, I'm, I love doing, because that's what inspired me when I seen people who had things that I didn't. So me going in as a kid.
That's a good mindset to have, because sometimes people, when they see things that they want but they don't, they get jealous or envious, or they have negative emotions. But you have, I'm not sure if this is from the way your parents raised you or for the environment, but you look at it in a positive way and say, okay, this is inspirational for me. I want to work to get that. Not, oh, why does he have that? I want that. It's a good mindset to have.
It is a good mindset to have.
And also with all the background that you said about what you've been through, whether through the bullying or through the journey that got you to where you are, I'm pretty sure you can probably start a whole podcast by yourself, just talking about, after you're done with the book, maybe just start a whole podcast
I know, right?
going through the book.
I don't know where I'm going to pencil that in my schedule, but yeah. I mean, this is my first time doing a podcast.
With your videographer, she can try to
Disha, she's amazing.
Yeah, she can squeeze in a few clips here and there, and then slowly but surely.
I always wanted to do this. I actually told her I wanted to do this, like a podcast where I can talk about a little bit about myself. And obviously this is just the surface level of me, and it's not
I can tell you have a lot to say, and you have a very deep story.
I do, and that's why I'm writing the book about it. I don't want to spoil everything, but the major concept in my life I'm not saying, because I want people to read that in my book.
It's good marketing.
Yeah, no, it's very inspiring, and people wouldn't even know, you know, like I said, people look at me and like, oh, this girl looks like she lives a perfect life.
And some of the things they bullied you for were actually your greatest strengths now. Even the way you said that you were outspoken, you always raised your hand. I mean, that confidence helps you get into rooms that you probably wouldn't be getting into.
You know, I got bullied with acne, and here
now look
I
at
am
your business.
treating acne.
Yeah.
And,
so maybe it was
you know, it's a blessing in disguise.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's why I don't regret any of it. It made me who I am today. Everything I've been through in my life has made me who I am
today. Maybe you needed that struggle to really appreciate and provide this level of service to the people who need you. I
don't regret any of it. I mean, like I said, it made me who I am today, and that was one of the main things, being bullied. And I don't know, I don't regret any of it.
I have a more personal question for you.
Sure.
Did you forgive the bullies?
Of course. I always forgive.
How'd you go through that? How'd you process that? Because sometimes people use that as fuel for the rest of their lives.
You're right, they do. There's other things that I use fuel for, you know, there's other things that fuel me to make me a better person now. Yeah. But as far as bullying, I forgive because, for one, it made me who I am. Two, I don't like to hold grudge or hatred in my heart, because I know that's not something that comes from God, and I'm a believer. And what is that going to do for me? Why hold that anger? Because at the end of the day, it gave me my business. It gave me this life I live. I have a story I could tell people. I have an inspiration story where I can talk to people about my life, like I'm doing right now, that mostly people don't know. Maybe some of my patients I share these things with, but some of them, you know, nobody knows. And I wouldn't be able to have this moment and opportunity to talk about it and tell people why I fell in love with what I do if that didn't happen. So of course I'm going to forgive them. I mean, I think there's been worse things done to me that I've forgiven, and bully is very small, you know?
I'm sure there's a lot more to discuss. I'm not sure how open you want to... Is that also reserved for the book?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and also this is our first time sitting down together, so I don't want to ask all the questions in one
Yes,
go.
We'll do more, because I actually like this. This is a really, really... first time experience is a great experience.
Yeah, and you're very good at it. I'm not saying that to flatter you or to make you look better. You're pretty good at it.
Thank you.
You have a lot to say, and you're eloquent. You look very elegant.
Thank you.
So everything lines up for you. Just like you were saying with the sponsors and everything happening so smoothly. You've already been through a lot, and now maybe this is the time for you to get the fruit of your labor.
Yeah, I love that. Fruit of your labor. That's a good one.
Yeah. So what's been the most rewarding part of watching this giveaway unfold?
Bringing everybody together.
How so?
All my sponsors, and putting everybody in one room and collaborating with Diamond Autosport, which they do this big event every year. And
what is that event?
It's a car event, but it's dedicated to breast cancer. It's called the Think Pink. We do this annually. I've been a part of it, but not this big.
How long have you been a part of that event?
I think I've been a part of it with them for at least 3 to 5 years.
Are they the ones who worked on your car?
Yeah, they're the ones that do everything for my car.
How so? What can you tell us about Diamond Autosport? Because a lot of people are going to watch
They're
this.
amazing. Yeah. They specialize in exotics, but they do it all. They're a jack of all trades, and they wrap my car. They've changed my oil, anything that I need as far as... Mo is amazing. Like, I mean, there's been times I walk in there and don't even have to pay, and he just takes care of me.
How so?
You know, when I'm ready to go, he's like, oh, no tab for you. And I'm like, well, I don't like that, but I mean, I don't know. They're just amazing. Diamond Autosport and the brothers and their dad has been like family to me. And
how long have you known each other?
I've known them for 7 years now. for
through,
7
through
years.
the Lambo or
No,
through a different channel?
I've known them. Where did I know them from?
Brothers?
They did business with my brothers for sure, and my R8. I had an Audi R8 before the Lambo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've known them just
Since when have you been a car girl?
since I was younger, because my
You
brothers,
said at 15 you had that dream to get the Lambo.
because of my older brother. My older brother was a, like, name it, back then he had it, a go-kart, go-ped, mini bike, exotic car, whatever it was, he
Yeah.
had it. So seeing my brother and driving it around with him, I was like, that's going to be me one day. So
Nice.
I had to do it. It's one of my goals, and I had to achieve. And yeah, that's what got me into the exotics.
So Diamond Autosport are also part of the sponsors for the car.
They are definitely part of the sponsors. They're actually currently wrapping the car pink.
So you guys already bought the car and
Yes.
they're wrapping it, and then next Sunday you guys are giving it away.
Yes,
Okay.
we're gonna do the drawing live at the event, which is on Sunday at Diamond Autosport and Enterprise, and it's from 8:30 to 12. We're gonna have a huge. We have live performers. Bobby Jackson, I mentioned, is going to be doing autographs, meet and greet. We have King's mascot walking around taking pictures. We have CHP, SWAT, sheriffs coming out.
SWAT?
Yes.
Okay, make sure that car is safe.
Yeah, so it's going to be in all these nice exotic cars, and the best part about it is bringing everybody together and making known of breast cancer and this school and children and anyone who's any type of disability. Just bringing everybody together is probably the most satisfying thing, and bringing the community and getting the community involved, and everyone's, like I said, all my sponsors, it's just been amazing. I've had sponsors who help sponsor the car. I've had sponsors that help
As in
sponsor the
purchasing
event.
the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them.
How did that journey go? How did you get the sponsors to
So
support with that?
my goal was that I'll take care of half, and if anybody wants to sponsor and be a part of it, honestly, I was going to do this myself, and
Entirely.
I didn't
Okay.
want any sponsors, and the reason it came to that, I was having a conversation with someone, and they're like, "Oh, you should see if anybody wants to sponsor." And
It's a win-win situation for everybody.
exactly, and it is, because that gives them exposure as
Yeah.
well. And today was the sponsor video day, where I clipped all my sponsors' businesses and videos and given them their shout outs, and they're going to have their logos on the car. So it's
Oh,
a
nice.
win-win for everyone.
Yeah.
And I've had quite a bit of, within a day I got all my sponsors. Everybody
wow.
was so amazing, to be so proud to be a part of it. I had Blush Nails, Paramount Dental, Sunny Vidal, which he's a dentist, Beyond Aesthetics, which is the doctor I work with, Sharif Jewelers, Diamond Autosport, Cooners. There's so many.
Oh, so you got a
Lamborghini
long
of San
list of-
Francisco.
Oh, wow.
And it's not only the car; these are all in general for the event as well. There's a whole list, which I'm gonna post that video next week, where I'll give a shout out to some of the sponsors who were a part of the video. And there's still more that weren't, but we did as much as we can today.
So I'm guessing all that information is going to be on the website as well.
Yeah,
Well, it was called Flawless,
FAC.com.
FAC.com.
Yeah.
Now, how does every donation make a difference for the causes that you guys are supporting? So for the people that want to donate and support this cause, besides the sponsors, how do those donations get to whether the children or the causes?
Good
and
question.
The overall environment that we're building.
So the donations, I think, I want to clarify, whoever's donating is not going towards the car. The car's been taken care of 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
That was personally me, Flawless Aesthetics, and then some of my sponsors. Everything that that people are entering in the drawing, all that money is going strictly to both causes, which is Bobby Jackson and Chat, which is a nonprofit school for children who are deaf and hard of hearing. How it benefits the two: Bobby Jackson, they use their funds to help people who don't have the money to go get tested for, they don't have the money to go get tested for cancer or any treatments they need to get done. They're pretty much out there to help family members and voice these family members that, financially can't afford it. Like, there was a little boy they just went and helped in Amador County, and, they donated $2,500 to the family to help. And I'm pretty sure that, he wasn't going to make it, and he got to meet Bobby Jackson. So it's a life-changing. Every dollar counts as helping and whatever we can do. And I know that they help the community, the homeless, or people who in the hospital. I know that they do a lot of work with nurses and doctors in the hospital as well. From my understanding, I mean, it's an amazing cause. And how Bobby Jackson came with this cause was his mom had cancer and died from breast cancer. So that's where his inspiration was to, start this cause and help other people who don't have the funds to do the things that they should do, check up for their health and, help these kids and motivate people to, if you can't afford it, at least like we can help you.
Yeah.
Instead of putting it on the back burner and finding out when it's too late. And as far as Chat, it's a nonprofit school. So, they're not funded by, it's a nonprofit. They need the money to stay in school. And I'm a huge believer of that school because I witnessed my niece dramatically change from her speaking and how intelligent she is at 3 years old. And that's going to help that school. And they're the ones that actually found out, my niece's hearing is declining. So it's going to do a lot.
They are providing genuine value.
100%. I mean, I did a tour of the school and I was amazed and truly amazed. Like they do one-on-one with the kids for 30 minutes every day, and they're not focused on sign language. They're focused on communication and helping you develop your speaking, and they check your hearing aids on site to make sure it's working and how your hearing's doing, if it's getting worse, declining. I mean, it was an amazing experience. And when I took a tour, I fell in love with it even more and understood why, I want to do this and this matters. These kids, just going there and seeing these kids with their hearing aids was like heartbreaking for me, for anyone, but it was just heartbreaking. Children is just, like I said, I love kids. It's so hard for me to witness that.
How would you recommend businesses to get more involved in giving back to the community? Since you're a business owner yourself, how would you, if there's another business owner watching this, how would you guide them through that process?
As far as donating or
giving back to the community?
How do I answer that? Let me think about that.
So you said your personal reason for giving back is because you genuinely love it. But there's also ways that you can give back. How could you guide someone through a channel to give back? Let's say someone wants to, but they don't know how.
Got it. So I would say, for business owners, for one, we all started somewhere, and I know everyone has a story to tell. I'm not the only one with the story. That should be their, one motivation for people to want to give back. And also, it's a good way to going to sleep at night, putting your head on a pillow, knowing you made a change in someone's life is probably the best accomplishment and the best feeling as a business owner too. Not only did I help people with what I do, I'm helping others outside of what I do to make a change in their life. I don't, like helping people with the breast cancer, and then the kids who are deaf has nothing to do with what I do for a living. But that was the best satisfaction, to go to sleep knowing that I not only did I make a change in my office of what I do for a living, but outside of in the real world. And I think, there's so many causes out there that business owners could help. And I know we all work hard. I know people say what motivates you, what drives you to do it. I believe that everybody has a drive or a motivation to do something, and I'm sure people want to do it. Me, it was like everything, I opened my eyes and I ran with it, and everything fell in place for me. And now I'm in I want to do this every year. So I don't know, making a change is the biggest satisfaction for me. The biggest satisfaction, I would say. And the best accomplishment in life, more than owning a business. More than having my business and successful business.
The business fuels your ability to do what you do.
Exactly. So, yeah. So making a change means more to me than anything else.
What piece of advice would you give your younger self if you could go back in time and say something to...
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. What would I do?
You can take your time thinking about it.
I got to think about that.
Yeah, no rush. Whether about business or life or friendships or relationships, what would you tell yourself? What did you need to hear?
Probably, if I have to bring up anything, I'd probably say not to allow people to get to me as much as they did growing up, as emotionally, like bullying. I would probably want to be a little, like the younger me, stronger, and not let it affect me as much as it did when I had my depressing moments that nobody knew about. I'd probably say that's one of the big things. And moving forward and forgiving people a lot faster than I did. And now that I'm older, I understand that this was life. I went through that battle for a reason, but maybe not holding the grudge as long as I did towards the people who hurt me in my life. I still feel like I carry some pain, but not as much, because now the good things that I do, it's like
It heals it.
it heals it. It heals the pain that I went through. I would probably say that, and there's times I wanted to give up, and I have given up. And maybe I shouldn't have given up in those moments, or times where my parents said, you shouldn't do this, and I would do it. Like, I'll give you an example. My mom told me she didn't want me working in the gym. Me being the rebellious child, I'm like, oh, I'm making good money. And, I was 16 years old. And I got in a car accident, and that's what made me quit my job instead of listening to my mom. So,
How old were you when you had the accident?
I've been in few. This one was probably the worst because
No, the one that you were talking
I fell
about.
asleep. I fell asleep behind the wheel. I was 7, almost 18. I was 18 actually. No, I was 18 when I got in my accident, and I fell asleep behind the wheel. I was always a hard worker, a hustler. I barely slept, and I was driving to work, and I was really tired. And
Here in Sacramento?
I was on 113 going from Sacramento to Woodland to Fitness System, which is one of the gyms I worked at 6 in the morning. And I woke up, my car was on fire.
Oh.
And or my car was on fire, and my car had went through cornfields, and that's what woke me up, going through the cornfields. And it was on a 2-way road, and thankfully I went towards the right and not the left onto oncoming traffic. And that's when I quit, because my mom had a dream a week before my accident. She had a dream, and she came up to me, and she's a very godly prayer warrior. She's like, I had a dream, and I want to tell you. And I was like, I don't want to know. Like, keep your dream to yourself. I was like, I don't want to know your dream, Mom. And she's like, she didn't tell me. And a week later, I got in a car accident. She got a phone call and from the hospital that I'm there. My mom came in the room and saw me in a neck brace in the hospital bed and just went pale. And that was her dream, that I was in the hospital and in a neck brace. And that's the moment where I knew that was like God's way of trying to shut that door for the gym, because I had a better opportunity is what I do now. Because if I never let go of the gym from that day, I don't think I'd be where I was, because then all the other doors started opening for me, as far as meeting the right doctors or getting a job in the medical field, learning the business inside and out, working with other doctors and opening my own. It was like a sign that I was avoiding, and something dramatic happened in my life where I had no choice but to walk away.
How would you guide younger people watching this, or even older people, to manage being bullied? How did you manage it, and then how did you grow through it? Because you obviously developed far from it.
So I would say me managing was more, the things I did that helped me was the gym, boxing. It really helped the anger and hurt inside of me. That was one way. So if people like to go for a jog or your hobby that clears your mind,
Find an outlet.
yes, find an outlet, and a healthy outlet. And that was my healthy outlet, hitting the bags,
Did you hit
boxing
people?
instead of people, and because I'm not, I that's what helped me manage it, I would say. Also, getting through it, I would probably say the best advice is don't hold it in. And that's what I did. I didn't really talk to anybody about it. And I guarantee you, if my close friends and family members and sisters who watch this, they're probably didn't know this of me, because it's not something I talk about, what I've been through. And
Is it a form of preserving your dignity, or just not trusting them? Or because there could be a lot of reasons you don't want to talk about it.
honestly, it's because I
Sometimes
don't.
I might not want to talk about something, not because I don't want to, but maybe I just don't trust the other person enough to tell them that.
I think with me, it's because I don't want to relive that pain that I lived, when I was younger. Just reliving the pain that I went through, as far as the hurt that people have caused in my life and the bullying. I just don't want to relive it, so I don't talk about it as much. But like today was a lot for me to do this, because it's the
Like
first time.
Conversation we're having.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I've never done this, and talked about it openly. Some of my patients know, because they'll ask me what made me start this journey, and I'll get emotional and tell them, but not to this level. So yeah, it's a lot for me to talk about, because I don't share those with people. I don't want people to see me as this, weak person.
You're not.
And sometimes I'm afraid of that. But then some people have that image of seeing a pretty girl with a nice car, and like I said, there's more behind that. Then you don't know what people have been through to be where they are today. That person made me who I am today.
People are gonna judge you regardless.
100%.
Yeah, and you sharing all this, whether with me or with the rest of the people watching this, I'm very sure a lot of people are gonna appreciate that. And if anything, it makes you that much more powerful and stronger that you're able to articulate it and let it out in a healthy way, rather than take it out in a toxic or harmful way.
Right.
So yeah, I don't take this for granted, and
yeah,
we could keep going for many more hours, but I think this is a good moment for us to call this interview chapter 1, and then maybe we do chapter 2 after the event and see how successful the event happens, and what you see there and what you love the most about it, and the feedback that you get from people, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be talking to you and telling you how much they respect what you're doing and how much they appreciate it, whether through the comments or meeting you in person. I'm excited to see what happens at that event.
Thank you. I'm excited too. I will leave it at, there's a promo code right now. It's Flawless25. It's $25 off. Instead of $100 buy-in for the giveaways, it's $75 buy-in. So we're going to run it through until the event. Everybody who donates.
At the website.
On the website. It's on my Instagram, Flawless916, where my whole journey's on there, and they'll learn more about the causes. But there's a deal, a promo code where people could enter. Again, though, I tell everyone it's not about the car. You know, it's about...
Car's already taken care of.
It's not, yes, but it's not about winning a car. It's, think of it, you're helping 2 amazing causes. And that's the reason why I did this. So if you're not winning a car or any of the other giveaways, just know that you helped someone out there that needed it.
Yeah.
So
that's what counts.
Yes, and that's what counts.
Rebecca, it's been a pleasure having this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a blessing.
All right.
We did good. How was it?
Great.
Sorry, I'm like hot and sweaty.
Podcasting.
Was I good?
Yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, you really should do it. Like,
I'm telling you what.
Have, like, I know you probably have only 4 hours of sleep, so we'll get it to 2 hours, where 2 hours every day now is dedicated to like podcasting, like a podcast.
And this is a setup. All you need is just a camera. Buy a specific camera.
No. We need someone like you that knows how to like
I know.
say the things you're saying and be able to transition a flow of conversation, because that in itself was impressive.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
All you did
He
was
made my job easier.
No, all you did was confirm. I could never do any of this. Not you or you. No, I would stay over there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a conversation. The questions I'm asking you, I'm not a robot.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
but
genuinely
very
interested in knowing your story, and I wouldn't have contacted you if I didn't respect you, first of all, and didn't genuinely want to know what your story is.
Oh, thank you.
I see you a lot in the events a lot, and you have a nice car as well, and I see your business. I've been following you for a while. You're relevant.
No,
so
thank
I was
you.
like, okay, let's go get to know.
Oh no, it was good. Remember, I've been telling you I wanted to do something like this too.
No, you're actually really, really good with podcasting.
What you were saying about
you don't say much.
Yes, yeah, that's a big part, by the way.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
And like you speak very, like you said, like
Natural. It was like very
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, but it's about the things that you are saying. Because even while I was sitting here and he asked certain questions, I was like, what the fuck would I say to this?
Did I do good at answering?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that, like the question.
The editing is going to be a lot easier, so I'm grateful for that, because sometimes
It does make the editing easier. That
Yeah.
last question, that was like a personal one. What would you tell your younger self? I'm like, what would I tell my younger self? I couldn't even think of an answer. I was like, dude, it was like so difficult. Like, but you're very good with
That's
podcasting.
because I can feel that she's present. I can feel that she's genuinely letting it flow. She's not in her head or being too
No,
egotistic.
I felt like I let it flow. It
Yeah.
was like me talking to my patient when they asked me,
Yeah.
like, why you do this?
Yeah,
Or
but the thing is, your answers are each answer is very different from each other, and there's substance in your answers. It's not just like very surface level. It's so deep that your answers are very, like, you are very good with podcasting. Like, you should definitely do it.
Yeah, and these chairs are, you already have the setup. These chairs are,
Well, we'll definitely do a chapter 2.
yeah. After the event.
After the event, we'll talk about how the event
You can be a
went.
dedicated podcast.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
mind. I enjoyed this.
Talk about the business, talk about the car community, and then Sacramento. There's a lot for
So
us to
much.
talk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And the
10
name
out
of the
10.
podcast is Leading by Example, and you are doing that. That's
Oh,
part
that's
of why I
really
was.
cool.
I picked the guests. The guests don't tell me, hey, I want to do a interview.
Where do you post this?
YouTube.
Oh, no
Yeah.
way.
And then it's not that big of a platform right now.
Yeah, of course, but it's
Doesn't
you're
matter.
starting.
Yeah. Step
Yeah.
by
There's
step.
a quote that I saw. I've been seeing it over and over. Coca-Cola only sold 25 bottles its first year. So
Yeah.
don't worry about it. It
What
doesn't
I'm very
matter.
confident in is that I know there's a lot of substance in what I'm doing, and also the people. It's mainly about the people. It's not like the car itself. I grew up in Qatar and Dubai around very rich environments,
Yeah.
but I never gave a shit
Yeah.
because a lot of the times they were extremely arrogant and they didn't even care that much about their cars, just a fancy toy that they can flex with.
Yeah.
But you guys here, I feel like you genuinely do care about your cars. There's a story behind the car, and you maintain it well. You drive it around. It's not just be like, I grew up in the Middle East, so there's a certain
What
energy.
ethnicity are you? What race are you?
I was born in Egypt.
Oh, so Egyptian.
Yeah, but then I grew up in Qatar my
Okay.
entire childhood, and then I went to Dubai for university.
So you speak Arabic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why aren't you posting on Instagram? 'Cause
I do.
that's where the. Oh, okay, cool. Oh,
I have a
thought
lot
you
of stuff that you guys probably didn't see.
meant- Okay, I know. I thought you meant only like you'll post it on YouTube. 'Cause
No, so YouTube is, because this is an hour,
long one.
probably, how long have we been?
pretty long.
Yeah, an hour, 20 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It wasn't too long either. Yeah,
Okay.
so let's say hour, 10 minutes is probably the video itself. And then hour and 10 minutes is going to be on YouTube. And then through that, I'm going to chop it up into smaller segments.
Perfect.
Like,
Yeah,
because
for
a
Instagram.
question, the question and answer, that would, let's say we did that entire thing in 3 minutes or 2 minutes. That's a reel by itself.
Okay.
So through this, you could probably get 15 different reels.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of reels.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
A
cool.
lot.
The first step is just to post it on YouTube. I'll do that within the next few days, and then
Send
from
me
that,
the link when you do.
Yeah, I will.
Because then I could post it and tell people to go watch it.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then I'll make smaller segments regarding each question,
Yeah.
and then I'll send you that. too.
Maybe this week, if you could do at least one of them about the event, so we could post that, like
Yeah.
smaller skits about the event or the causes, what they're about.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was
10
good.
out of 10.
Oh, my ass hurts from sitting down.